I think this trend kind of started over in the fashion space, and it's slowly made its way over into interior design. So, welcome to Interior Design Things That Make Your Home Instantly Stylish. My name is Medora Kia, I use they, them pronouns, and I make videos about home design. If you want to support this channel or get live one-on-one design sessions with me, go to patreon.com/MedoraKia. Okay, so this is another kind of chaotic, unnumbered list, so we're just gonna get into it. The first one is Welsh textiles, or any sort of interesting check or plaid or stripe. I specifically love things where white is not the background color or the main color or like one of the colors in general. I really like interesting like muddy colors for stripes. I really love like a bold, like bright colored stripe. I really love colors that you wouldn't expect to see together. And as much as I love these types of textiles, I think it's really important to strategically place them because they can be a little bit too much if you're, I don't know, upholstering the walls of your room or whatever rich people do. Okay, the next thing on my list is just a thick, bold colored stripe, which literally is just part of the previous point. So the next one on my list is sconces. I think the reason I love sconces so much is because they feel more architectural to me rather than a table lamp or a floor lamp, right? They feel like they're kind of built into the home in a way that you don't normally get. I think I saw maybe like 1 or 2 sconces on rental listings when I was looking for this place. And I mean, first of all, the sconces in these rentals were just ugly. But I think having a sconce, especially a hardwired one, I know, but even a plug-in one feels more architectural than a floor lamp or table lamp. The next thing that makes your home instantly stylish is a fully tiled shower, preferably a walk-in shower. Obviously, you have to choose a good pattern, a good color, a good design for the tile for it to be stylish, but having the tile go all the way up your walls and then also across the ceiling of the shower, that is a detail that I just appreciate so much. I think we've been kind of reining in the open shelving trend from the past like 5 to 10 years. But this next thing is closed storage and not having clutter out in the open. And I do want to say, I think there's a big difference between clutter and useful things that you're like actively using for a project or to bake cookies or whatever. Like that is not clutter, but like stuff that you have been meaning to throw away or donate or recycle, that's clutter. No clutter. And if you're gonna do baskets, I would recommend baskets that are either taller so that you like don't actually see what's in there, or baskets that have lids on them. I know it's harder to find, I know it's harder to thrift, but look for baskets that are taller or have lids on them. Another thing that makes your home instantly stylish is having art that really like tells a story about who you are as a person, rather than just buying some like print off of Etsy or, you know, whatever other mass manufactured. And like, sure, definitely support small artists on Etsy, especially if you can't afford the original work. Definitely support them by buying a print. But what I'm really talking about is like this type of like weird, modern, organic, like generic art print that's just mass manufactured. And like, you sure someone created it, but it's not art, you know? Ooh. This just gave me an idea. Okay, so I think we've all heard of the red theory by now, where you add a pop of red, or I also like the color orange, like an orangey red, reddish orange, blood orange, if you will. If you know, you know. I didn't actually have this on my list, but this relates so well. But I also have really been loving a pop of a cobalt blue, or kind of a Mediterranean blue, or maybe like a slightly more royal blue, like that sort of blue, like very bright, very saturated, very rich, very primary. Love that. There's one specific picture that I'm thinking of, and I'll pop it up here if I can find it. It's, I think, like an all wooden bedroom. I think there's a lot of wood in the bedroom, but then the entire bedspread, everything on bed, is just this one simple shade of blue. And it's so cool. Okay, this next one, you know I have to throw this in here. A Paige Wassel pillow. Or one of her bags, or has she come out with her shower curtains yet? At the time of filming this, I don't think so. Anything that Paige Wassel makes is instantly stylish and instantly cool, and I don't think you can go wrong with any of her stuff. This next one is not something that's accessible for the average person, because these cost like $10,000 to $20,000. But a giant range slash stove slash oven situation that is like extra wide and has all sorts of like pretty, you know, brass details where you can customize the colors and the metals, and you can customize like the stove top, and you can like put like a griddle here and a big gas burner here and a little gas burner here, and then you know, just super customizable. Obviously a wealth signifier, but like so good. So good. And it's so upsetting to me that probably the only time that these stoves get used is when rich people hire a caterer to host a party at their house. Because they probably, for the most part, these celebrities probably never ever actually like bake bread. But you know what? They're gorgeous to look at, and someday. This next one is something that I think ties into just like good home design in general, and also kind of tangentially applies to healing trauma and like inviting in a more sensory experience into your space, your life, your world, and that is good scent. You know when you open a door to a room that's been closed for a while and you walk in and it's just kind of like a little musty? There's nothing inherently wrong with that, but like that's not a like fun, cool, stylish vibe. Right, and like you don't have to get these like fancy expensive room sprays or whatever. You can use incense, you can bake things, you can just like do a simmer pot on the stove. You can put like a little ramekin of vanilla extract in the oven on really low, and that'll make your house smell like cookies. The only negative there is that if you have people coming over, they'll probably be disappointed to find out that you don't actually have cookies. So, but yeah, anyways, any sort of like good scent wafting through your home is always a plus in my book. Obviously, if you're like allergic or sensitive to various scents, you know, maybe this one's not for you, but generally a good scent is where it's at. Okay, this next one is anything that is chrome or stainless steel. I think us cool, stylish people have kind of moved past the brass and gold phase. Don't get me wrong, I still love unlacquered brass. I have an unlacquered brass faucet that I'm actually waiting to use in maybe a van conversion at some point, possibly. But yeah, chrome and stainless steel are really high up on my cool list. Living with LK just did a bedroom makeover, I believe, and she found an old fire hydrant. What do you call it? Fire extinguisher. She found an old fire extinguisher box and used that to like put her perfume in. And I'm like, that is so cool. That is so neat. It's so innovative. And I'm just obsessed with that whole moment in her room. Okay, actually I went to a garage sale right after I saw that video and I found this metal cabinet for like $5. I know it's not chrome or stainless steel, but it's still a great pop of red, and I think I'm gonna put it above the toilet. So if you want to see the bathroom makeover that's coming soon, subscribe so you don't miss that. Okay, so I know we all love rice paper lampshades. They're great. And I specifically love ones that are oversized. Like, the lighting will still be good if it's not oversized, but if it is oversized, then that's like a really neat way of playing with scale and dimension, and it can be a statement piece without being like a statement piece, if you know what I mean. Like, say for example, if you have a giant, just normal, regular, circular, spherical rice paper lampshade, as long as it's really big, like, it's not doing much visually, especially if your walls and ceiling are also white. It's not doing much visually to like contrast that, but just because of its sheer scale, it's a statement. This one is very specific, and I should probably include this in my oddly specific bathroom design yums video that's coming relatively soonish. Exposed metal plumbing under your sink, especially if you have not a pedestal sink, but like a sink that has the two little legs, or a sink that is just like attached to the wall. Having exposed metal plumbing, like that P-trap, you know, doesn't matter to me if it's like chrome or unlacquered brass, but having like a real genuine metal there and being able to see it rather than making it plastic and trying to hide it away, super neat. Obviously this only works if you have exposed plumbing under your sink and if you don't need that space for storage, but okay, this next one is probably just a result of me growing up in like the early 2000s. But anything that is like genuine loft vibes. So tall ceilings, actual like real structural exposed brick, and just like general loft vibes, whether that's like exposed pipes or exposed ventilation systems or anything like that. I have always wanted to live in like a genuine industrial artist's loft type of space. I've seen a couple of these like open but also closed wire floating cabinet thingies recently, and I'm obsessed. They are a bit pricey, and it's definitely the kind of storage, because you can see through it, it's definitely the kind of storage where it's a little bit more for display purposes rather than like shoving all of your random crap in there. But again, this video is not about practical home things. This video is about things that make your home stylish. Okay, this list isn't like in order or anything, but this one really should have been the first one on the list because it is by far the most important, and that is good lighting. Whether you're going for a paper lampshade or a fabric lampshade or even plastic, I don't know, any sort of whatever material you're using for a lampshade, I would definitely opt for like an off-white or a beige or even like a yellowy orangey, depending on what you're going for. And then of course picking light bulbs that are appropriate to the context, right? So for mood lighting in my bedroom, I've got 3 different sources of mood lighting. And for all of them, I use these like outdoor market light bulbs from Costco. I don't know off the top of my head like what all of the stats are, but I'll pop them up here and they're just the perfect mood lighting. But of course, if you're trying to light up like a kitchen or a bathroom where you like really need to be able to see things, then definitely go for a much brighter light bulb. And like Trixie mentioned in our last video, dimmer switches. Just put everything on dimmer switches, please. I've seen a few examples of this recently, and I think that a picture frame that is a bright saturated color, I mean, I guess like this one, specifically a primary color, whether it's like red or yellow or blue, or like maybe even green or orange. I don't know, like your basic like rainbow colors, like one just pop of bright color is very stylish to me. And then this last one is not a specific tangible thing, but really anything that indicates that the person living there regularly, intentionally interacts with their home on a regular basis and views it as like a living, breathing creature that you interact with, that you're in relationship with. So yeah, changing things up, baking things, lighting a fire in your fireplace, like whatever it is, stuff like that is very cool and very stylish. So those are my top things to make your home look instantly stylish. If you'd like to support this channel or get live one-on-one design sessions with me, go to patreon.com/medorakia.